Hey everyone, I'm Hash and welcome back to Pushing Film. If you know much about me, you'll know that I'm into my gear. I'm a bit of a gearhead when it comes to cameras and lenses and film and all this sort of stuff. So today I thought I would share the main camera bags that I use and how I use them in different applications. And I know you might be wondering what's the point of having 3 different camera bags, but I guess I try and find ways to justify it. I do photography for work, I do street photography and day trips and things like that. So I have different applications and I'll get into them with this video. If you want any detailed specs on the bags that I'll be talking about, I won't go too much into that because I don't want to bore you with every little detail and spec. You can always just click the link in the description for the current price and all that information, but I'll talk more about how I use them. So the first one, I'm gonna go from smallest to largest, and the first one is the Bowery. This is the little satchel style or messenger style bag that I use for pretty much just street photography or just walking about with the camera where I need to actually carry maybe a spare lens or some spare film. And if you've watched my point of view or street photography videos, you'll see me often carrying this bag around my shoulder, which I would often use for something like my Leica, a spare lens or two, some spare film. It's a bag that I've owned for years. You can see all the wear and tear on it. It's one of these waxed canvas style bags, which I'm a fan of because it gives it some water repellent properties, and I've actually redone the wax once since owning it. And in the roughly 5 or 6 years at least that I've owned this bag, it's held up really well. A lot of people will see it in my videos and leave a comment asking what is the bag that you're using in that video, and I'll just tag them. It's still in production as far as I know. It's called the Bowery. There's different colors and it's a pretty hard wearing, well-designed bag. I used to work at a camera store here in Melbourne where I would recommend this bag and see all the different range from Honor. It's not a brand that everyone knows about, but I eventually got one for myself because I liked it that much. So yeah, that's what I'll continue to use for a small everyday camera bag, mainly for carrying 1 or maybe 2 cameras max. And what I can do often is take this and combine it with one of my larger bags or a non-camera bag and use it as an insert, because you can just remove the strap and use it as an insert. So the next bag is middle-sized, and it's a backpack. This one is the Brevity Jumper. So Brevity actually did send me this bag a while back for testing, and I have been using it so far for months to get a really good feel for it. And you might have even seen it in some of my videos like the Pentax 645N review. Yeah, that video going out to the dunes was the perfect example of how I would use this bag. It's a camera bag, but it's not too big and it's not too heavy duty. So you can carry 2 cameras if you like, some extra lenses, and you have this top section which you can use for just whatever you like. So that is kind of the wildcard section. You can put a jacket in there, some food, other items. You can even just put another camera in there if you like. So it has that versatility. Now, when it comes to the actual bag's quality and design, I have been really impressed so far. It still looks as new, even though I've taken it on quite a few trips, but it has some really well thought out compartments and features like the side pocket here. You can use either for a water bottle or a tripod with this security strap. It has the straps at the bottom if you want to carry a larger tripod there. One of those side access pockets if you want to just sling the bag around your shoulder, take the camera out from the side, and a bunch of other things that I won't go into. But if you click the link in the video description, you can head to Brevity's website. They have 2 different sizes, lots of different colors, and all the details will be there. So yeah, basically what I like about this is that it just feels like an everyday bag. It doesn't scream camera bag. It looks nice. It's functional. You can carry 1 or 2 cameras with extra items. So that has been working really well for those kinds of applications, and I'll continue to use it for a good mid-range all-round camera bag. Now, stepping up from that is where we get serious. Now, this is the ProTactic 450 AW. I think the AW stands for all weather, I'm not sure. But I have the original version. I bought mine probably 6 or 7 years ago, again, when I used to work at the camera store. And this was a backpack that, because I worked especially in the accessory section of this camera store, this was the one that I would recommend to everyone who wanted something heavy duty, something serious to carry multiple cameras, multiple lenses, have them be really well protected, and have a whole crapload of functionality in terms of what you can add. So it actually comes with little extra pouches that you can use to attach to these sections, straps that you can pull across to, say, carry a tripod on the front, or put a pouch on the side for an extra lens or some rolls of film or batteries. You can think of multiple ways to use those loops. Extra pockets around the side, really comfortable to use. So it has this padding on the back with ventilation, padded shoulder straps, chest strap that goes across the middle, waistband, with pockets in them, and internally it has that classic divider system that you can set up to place cameras however you want them. I've used this to travel overseas with 2 or 3 cameras with lenses. I've used it to carry a large format camera with extra gear on top. I've taken it through rain. It actually has a rain cover that drops out of the bottom. I won't take it out now because it's Velcro, it's a bit noisy, but it basically pulls out, covers the front of the bag, and that can make it withstand rain. I take this to weddings. When I shoot weddings, I'll often have 2 digital camera bodies, sometimes my Pentax 645N shoved in there, a bunch of extra lenses, and you'd be surprised how much you can fit in this backpack. I am someone who prefers backpacks as opposed to roller bags, even though maybe in the future that could be more suitable. But at the moment, this is what I take when I want something heavy duty. It's great for situations where you might be on a plane and want to put it in the carry-on because it will fit up there, and it does have a fair bit of heavy duty padding to it and that hard top section. Now that brings me to one of the things that I am not a fan of with this bag. It's only a minor quirk, but I thought I would mention it, is that this top shell section has this little seam that comes across the left here, which eventually created this crease in the zipper there where it gets stuck, and it just requires you to kind of wrangle around that little crease point. On that note, I'm pretty sure they've fixed that issue because in the current version of this ProTactic, the top is redesigned. It doesn't seem to have that. Doesn't seem to have that seam, so I think it wouldn't have that issue. And please feel free to confirm that if you actually have the latest version or this one, or if it's just me who has this problem. But pretty sure from what I can see in the latest version, they've resolved that and also added a bunch of other little upgrades to the bag. So it looks like they've just taken everything that was good about this one, made it even better. I would still recommend it. And otherwise, you step up to bags like the Peter McKinnon one, which I have had my eye on, but to me, as good as it looks, it's a little bit pricey. And I'm actually going to be traveling to New Zealand in about a month and leaning towards just taking this bag. Although it would be good to get something that's like the Peter McKinnon bag. I do like how a lot of modern camera bags have this modularity where you can remove some kind of insert and then add it back in and change the layout and therefore not have to take multiple camera bags. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm on the lookout for something. The PM bag, as mentioned, is a little bit pricey, but yeah, who knows if I'll end up just taking this one again because it is reliable and I know I can trust it for travel and taking on a plane. All right, so that's it. Those are the 3 camera bags I use and how I use them in different applications. What I would like to hear is what kind of bag do you use? I know there's a lot of brands out there, but more so, do you prefer a sling bag? Do you prefer a backpack? Do you like roller bags or Pelican cases? How do you use different bags in different applications? Is it just me who has different camera bags for different applications? Or do you just have some kind of middle of the road bag that you use for most situations? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested in this stuff. Like I said, I'm a bit of a gearhead. I know a lot of people watching might be into this stuff as well, so I just thought I would share it. And maybe this video gave you some ideas as to how you might find different bags useful for different applications or how you might need to downgrade or upsize from something that you're already using. Let me know in the comments. So also, I thought I'd mention the Discord server. If anyone out there is interested in joining the community that we have going on there's lots of different chats and channels going on. You can join meetups, ask questions, share your photos. Also, I do the live streams here on the channel. A lot of people aren't aware that I do those, so they only find out after the fact, or they ask, how can I find out about the live streams? I do sometimes schedule them in advance, but I think to get the notification, you have to have that little thing ticked to get notifications. But either way, live streams are fun. I do Q&As. I share photo books. You can see I've got a bit of a collection here. I do live chats sometimes, so feel free to check them out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next video on Pushing Film.